Question number 51. A person standing on the bank of the canal and drops a stone on the water surface. He noticed that the disturbance on the water surface is not traveling upstream. This is because the flow in the canal is supercritical. Option 3 is correct. Question number 52. If S is the value of smallest division on the main scale and V is the value of one smallest division on the vernier and N is the number of division on the vernier, then the least count is the ratio of smallest division on main scale to the number of division on the vernier, that is S by N. Hence option 4 is the correct answer. Question number 53. If W is the weight of the chain and L is the span and P is tension or pull, then sag correction for chain line will be. We know that sag correction C equal to W square L upon 24 P square. Option 1 is matching to the sag correction equation. These three options are not matching to this equation. Hence option 1 is the correct answer for this question. Question number 54. During theodolite survey, when we revolving the telescope in a horizontal plane with respect to vertical axis is called as swinging, and revolving the telescope through 180 degree in vertical plane with respect to horizontal axis is called as transist. Now coming to the question, the process of turning the telescope in a vertical axis in a horizontal plane, so it is the process of swinging. Reversing, plunging and transisting, these three are same, hence option 1 is correct. Question number 55. Stabilization is the process of ground improvement technique. When the soil is stabilized with a special stabilizer like lime, then it is said to be a lime stabilization, which leads to increase in plastic limit and decrease in liquid limit. Due to the artificially arrangement of soil particles into closer state, the shrinkage limit will decreases. Hence all of the options are correct. So option 4 is the correct answer. Question number 56. Shape factor. Shape factor, it is the ratio of plastic moment upon yielding moment. It is also written as ZP upon ZE. Here ZP means plastic section modulus. Its formula is BD square by 4. And ZD is elastic section modulus and its formula is BD square by 6. Here B is the width of the section and D is the depth of the section. Here I given the shape factor value for different section like a circle, hollow circle, square with diagonal horizontal, triangular with base B with depth D and rectangular section. In question they asking what is the shape factor for a triangular section with base B and height h. So this is triangular section with base B and height h. So its shape factor value is 2.343. So option 3 is the correct answer. Question number 57. If a soil sample has dry unit weight of 19.5 kN per meter cube, means they given the dry unit weight, that is gamma D equal to 19.5 kN per meter cube, moisture content of 8%, that is W equal to 8%, 8 by 100 equal to 0.08. A specific gravity of solid particles is 2.67, that is G equal to 2.67. And what is the voids ratio? Dry unit weight relation is given by gamma D equal to G plus E into SR divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. In the question they given the dry unit weight means the soil is fully dried. For dry soil, the degree of saturation is equal to 0. 0 into E is also become 0, hence this term will gone. Now we can write gamma D equal to G divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. Put the value of gamma D, that is 19.5 and G value 2.67 divided by 1 plus E. The unit weight of water is 9.81 Newton per meter cube. Simplify this, then you will get voids ratio E equal to 0.343. Means the given dry soil sample having the voids ratio of 0.343. Hence option 1 is correct. Question number 58. Working out exact quantity of various item of work is known as estimation. And quantity is nothing but the volume of particular item of work, and valuation is refers to finding the fair price of the building. Rate analysis survey is required to determine the quantity of labors, material and with their rates. For this question, the correct answer is estimating. So option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 59. Water is flowing in a vertical direction through two types of soil, that is type 1 and type 2. Total head causing the flow is 10 centimeter. So they given the head, that is H equal to 10 centimeter, and 60% of total head is lost through the soil type 1. Now they saying head loss in type 1 soil is 60% of the total head, that is 60% means 60 by 100 into 10 centimeter. Then head loss in first type of soil is 6 centimeter and is of height 2 centimeter, that is L equal to 2 centimeter. Also they given the coefficient of permeability, that is K1 equal to 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter per second. If the height of soil type 2 is 3 centimeter, that is L2 equal to 3 centimeter, then what will be the coefficient of permeability for type 2 soil? The total head, that is H equal to 100%, 60% of head is lost in type 1 soil and the remaining head is 40%, that is 40 by 100 into same height 10 centimeter. Then head loss for second type of soil is 4 centimeter. Now apply the formula V equal to K1 into I1 equal to K2 into I2. Here I is the hydraulic gradient, that is equal to H by L, that is H1 by L1, and I2 equal to H2 by L2. Now put the value of K1 and value of H1 is 6, L1 is 2, H2 is 4 and L2 is 3. Simplify this, then you will get coefficient of permeability for type 2 soil, that is K2 equal to 7.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 centimeter per second. So option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 60. The rotation factor for the member AC of the frame as shown in figure. They given the total frame of having 4 members, that is AC, AD, AE and AB. 3 ends of these frames are fixed and 1 end is free. They say determine the rotation factor for the member AC. Rotation factor U equal to minus half of K upon summation of K, where K equal to I by L, and this formula is used for when the supports are fixed and continuous member, and K equal to 3I by 4L, and this equation is used for non-fixed supports and non-continuous member. Draw this tabular column which includes joints, member, K, summation of K and rotation factor U. First take a joint A connected to 4 members, that is A to C, A to B, A to E and A to D. Write those member AB, AC, AD and AE. Now find value of K for member AB. From A to B, the far end is fixed. I already told you for fixed support we take I by L. So that is I divided by L. They given value of I equal to 1 and they given the length of member AB is 3 meter. So that is 1 into I upon 3. So that is equal to I by 3. Member AC far end is also fixed. So take I by L. Here they given the value of I for AC portion is 2I. So writes 2I and its length is 2 meter. So that is 2. 2 gets cancelled. Only I will remains. Same member AD is also having the fixed support. Same apply the formula I by L and its I value is 1 and its length is 1.5 meter. So 1 by 1.5 we also write as 2 by 3 I. This is not a member because member means the distance between any two supports. At this end we don't have any kind of support, hence A to C is not a member. Then the value of K will become 0. Now add I by 3 I and 2I by 3. Then you will get summation of K equal to 2I. Now find rotation factor for all members. We finding rotation factor for member AC minus 1 by 2 keep as it is. Value of K for AC member is I and summation of K is 2I. I get cancelled. Now rotation factor U equal to minus 1 by 4. And similarly find rotation factor for member AC and AD. Hence correct answer for this question is, that is minus 1 by 4. So option 2 is correct. Question number 61. If a reinforced cement concrete slab has a effective depth of, means they given the D equal to 90 mm. As per IS 456-2000, the horizontal distance between parallel main reinforcement bars shall not be more than. Spacing of reinforcement as per the code provision IS 456-2000, for main reinforcement 3 times of the effective depth and 300 mm. So least of these two we provide spacing in the main reinforcement. First go through 3 times of D. 3 into D is the effective depth. They given the effective depth 90 mm. So that is 3 into 90 equal to 270 mm. and second spacing is 300 mm. Least of these two, 270 mm is the minimum. Hence provide spacing equal to 270 mm for main reinforcement. And coming to distribution reinforcement or secondary bars, the spacing of this secondary reinforcement is least of 5 times of the effective depth and 450 mm. They asking spacing for the main reinforcement, that is equal to 270 mm. Hence option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 62. Current meter is an instrument which is used to measure the velocity of flow. This is also direct question. So option 2 is the correct answer for this question. Question number 63. A soil whose porosity is 0.44. Porosity, that is N equal to 0.44, is 25% saturated. Means they given the degree of saturation, that is 25%. 25 by 100 is 0.25. The mass of water in 1 meter cube of the soil is equal to, means we need to find out the volume of water for 1 meter cube of volume. We have porosity N equal to volume of voids to the total volume. They given porosity 0.44 and volume is 1 meter cube. Take this 1 into left hand side and multiply to 0.44. Then you will get volume of voids equal to 0.44 meter cube. Now we have degree of saturation equal to volume of water to the volume of voids. Take volume of voids into left hand side, then volume of water equal to degree of saturation into volume of voids. They given the degree of saturation equal to 0.25, so write that is, and volume of voids is 0.44. Then volume of water equal to 0.11 meter cube. And we also know that 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 kgs. Multiply this 1000 to 0.11, then you will get volume of water in terms of kg, that is 110 kg. So option 3 is the correct answer. Question number 64. Intangible benefits. Intangible benefits are those which are not directly measurable but it have greater impact. This is general and direct question. So option 3 is the correct answer. Question number 65. This is very important and most repeated question. Ozone layer is present in stratosphere. So option 2 is correct. Question number 66. The cross-sectional area of a cube used in testing of compressive strength of cement. The standard size of cubes for compressive strength of cement is 7.06 centimeter. They are asking cross-sectional area, that is A equal to B into D. Cube all sides are equal, that is 7.06 into 7.06. Then you will get area equal to 49.84 centimeter square. That is nearly equal to 50 centimeter square. So option 1 is the correct answer. Question number 67. The wood that cannot be attacked by white ants is teak wood. This is also direct question. So option 4 is correct. Question number 68. The compressive strength of heavy duty bricks should not be less than. For heavy duty bricks, the compressive strength should not be less than 40 Newton per mm square. This is from building material. So option 1 is the correct answer for this question. Question number 69. There are mainly 5 ingredients of paints. Those are base, vehicles, dryers, coloring pigments and solvents. Base, it is a solid substance in a fine state, and this will impart the durability and reduce the shrinkage cracks on the plastered surface. Now coming to vehicles. Vehicles are the liquid substance which hold the paint ingredients, and it also act as a binder for the various pigments. Linseed oil, tung oil, poppy oil, nut oil are the commonly used vehicles. Now dryers. Dryers are containing the metallic compounds and these are used in a small quantity. The main aim of the dryers are accelerating the drying of the paint film. Litharge, lead acetate, cobalts are the commonly used dryers. Now coloring pigment. Coloring pigments are mixed in a paint to get the desired color of paints. Indigo, zinc chromatite, red lead, green earth are the commonly used coloring pigments. Now coming to last ingredient, that is solvents. Solvents are used to make paints too thin so that it can be easily applied on the surface. Due to its liquidity property, it will penetrate into porous surface. Turpentine, petroleum spirit and highly solvent naphtha are commonly used solvents. Solvents are also helps to increase the coverage area of the painting. Now coming to the question, the ingredients of paint that increase the coverage area and make the application is easy. So this is the property of the solvents. This will increase the coverage area and it can be easily applied on the plastered surface. So solvents is the correct answer, hence option 3 is the correct answer. Question number 70. Swelling in the form of small patches of plastered surface is known as blistering. This is also simple and direct question, so option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 71. Before answering the question, let us understand what is White's ratio, porosity, water content and specific gravity. White's ratio. White's ratio, it is the ratio of volume of whites to the volume of solids. Mathematically, it is represented as E, and that is equal to volume of whites, that is Vv, by volume of solids, that is Vs, into 100. The range of whites ratio in the soil is greater than 0 and less than 100. Porosity. Porosity is the ratio of volume of whites to the total volume of the solids. Mathematically, it is defined as N equal to Vv upon V into 100, where Vv is the same volume of the whites and V is the total volume, and the porosity range is greater than 0 and less than 100. Water content. It is the ratio of weight of water to the weight of the solids. Mathematically, it is defined as W equal to WW by WS into 100, where WW is the weight of the water and WS is the weight of the solids. There is no upper limit for the water content be greater than the 100. Now coming to specific gravity, it is the ratio of weight of a given volume of solids to the weight of an equivalent volume of the water at 4 degrees Celsius. Mathematically, it is defined as G equal to Ws divided by Vs into gamma W. It is also written as gamma S by gamma W. For inorganic soil solids, the range of specific gravity varies from 2.6 to 2.75. And for organic soil solids, its range varies from 1.2 to 1.4. Note, the specific gravity of fine-grained soil is always greater than the coarse-grained soil. Now coming to the question, the volume of whites to total volume of given soil mass is called porosity. So option 1 is the correct answer. Question number 72. Quicksand is. So quicksand is not a type of sand. It is a condition when cohesionless soil loses its shear strength due to upward flow of water. Cohesionless soil means sand, it will lose its shear strength due to the upward movement of water. So option 3 is the correct answer. Question number 73. The net earth pressure on a retaining wall exerted by the cohesive soil is 0, yet it is given by. So this is the retaining wall of height h. They asking at what depth the earth pressure will be 0 on the retaining wall. So that is at the depth of ZC, the earth pressure will 0. Now ZC is given by 2C upon gamma into root Ka, where C is the cohesion and gamma is the unit weight of soil and Ka is the coefficient of active earth pressure. Root Ka is also written as cot alpha. 1 by cot alpha is equal to tan alpha. Now the 0 earth pressure on the retaining wall at the depth of ZC from the top surface is given by 2C tan alpha upon gamma. So option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 74. Young's modulus E equal to longitudinal stress upon longitudinal strain, and modulus of rigidity or shear modulus equal to shear stress upon shear strain, and bulk modulus K equal to direct stress upon the volumetric strain. Poisson's ratio mu equal to lateral strain upon the longitudinal strain. E, K, G, mu are the 4 elastic constants. Now relation between the 4 elastic constants are given by Young's modulus E equal to 2G into 1 plus mu, and same Young's modulus E equal to 3K into 1 minus 2 mu. Young's modulus E is also equal to 9 kg upon 3K plus G. Poisson's ratio mu equal to 3K minus 2G upon 6K plus 2G. Definition of elastic constants and relation between them are very important in the point of view of an examination. You remember definition as well as the relation. Now coming to the question, the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain is called as the Poisson's ratio. So option 4 is the correct answer. Question number 75 and last question of this series. The external corners of the walls are called as the quains, and the small depression over the top surface of the brick is called as the frogs. When bricks are cut into 2 halves across the width is called as the bats. And the material is used for the filling of cavities is called as the heartings. For our last question, queens are the correct answer. So hence option 3 is correct.